What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Welcome back to the vlog. Hope you guys are all having a great day. Today's video is going to be a lot different than the videos I usually film. Instead of hooning around, instead of racing, I'm gonna film a video on my Evo, my Legacy, my old Focus RS, and the old Legacy GT that I had. And I'm gonna explain to you guys exactly how I've purchased all these cars and how to buy cars and flip them to make a profit. So, as you guys can see behind me, I've got my Evo, I've got my Legacy GT. Now, a little fun fact, this is my third Legacy GT, my first Evo, and I also, if you guys are OGs to the channel, I had a Focus RS that I have sold. All four cars that I'm going to talk about in today's video, I have made money on and or driven for free. So let's start off with the Legacy GT. So it's a little windy outside, so I figured I would come inside the car to explain how much I paid for this car, exactly how much I'm going to flip the car for, and how you guys can do the same thing. So this is my third Legacy GT. My first Legacy GT was my very first race car. I don't have that car anymore. I didn't make any money on that. I lost a ton of money on that car, and ever since I was like, you know what, I don't want to drive a car that I can't make money on. If you guys don't know, I do resell for a living. So I buy things low, I sell them high, I sell through Amazon and eBay. This is just something I kind of do as a side hustle, but I know a lot of you guys might want to do this as well. So here in Colorado, you can sell 3 cars a year. This will be the third car that I will flip this year, so it'll be the last car that I'm able to sell. But here it is. This is my Legacy GT. If you guys aren't familiar with this car, it does have a bigger turbo, upgraded injectors, fuel pump. It's got a 20G turbo and produces about 330 wheel. Now, a lot of you guys are probably wondering how much I paid for the Legacy GT. Now, this car I paid $2,400 for. Now, the center differential did go out, so that set me back, I think, $150. My buddy Dale, huge shout out to you, because he installed it for free, so I had to do that. The turbo went out, so I had to put a new turbo in it, but I'm only about $3,000 into this car, and I am gonna sell it for about $6,000. So, really easy profit. I'm gonna double my money at least on this car. It's got about 115,000 miles. It's all-wheel drive, it's turboed, it's fast, so I don't think it's going to take long to sell it all. If you guys are interested, I'm not trying to make this video to sell the car, but if you are interested in a Legacy GT, I know a lot of you guys are gonna be mad, but I am selling this car. So, if you guys want a Legacy GT, let me know. Being transparent, I will make money on this car, but I think for the money, it's a great car, and I'm definitely selling it right in the middle of what it blue books for. Now, if you're new to the channel, here she is. It's a 2008 Legacy GT. It's got teen lowering springs, big old front mount intercooler. Now, it was side swipe, so it does need a mirror. I will probably end up replacing this before I sell the car, just so whoever buys it doesn't have to do that. Other than that, mechanically, this car is in excellent condition. It's been super reliable other than the turbo and the center diff. Now, the Legacy has been my daily driver, but I'm actually looking for a new daily driver. So if you guys have suggestions, if you have ideas, cars you want to see here on the channel, I thought about a nice little EG Civic hatch. I think that would be a ton of fun. It'd be easy to build, and I think you guys would really like to see that. But if you guys have another idea of daily drivers, please leave them down in the comments below, because I'm really open to suggestions. Any type of Honda, something that's gonna be reliable, dependable, and good on gas. But don't say a Prius, because I hate Priuses. If you're new to the channel, you probably haven't seen the previous videos. Before this Legacy GT, I had a silver Legacy GT. That was my second. Now, we went up to Denver. If you guys haven't seen those videos, I have a full series on my channel of us rebuilding, not rebuilding, but us making that car run again. So she's smoking a little bit. So if you guys haven't seen those, make sure you go watch those, because we did put a new turbo in the other Legacy GT before I daily drove it and eventually sold it. Now, that car I made about $1,500 on, so I spent right around $3,000 to get it in running condition, sold it for $4,500 and made a $1,500 profit. So between the two of these cars, I'll make about $4,500. Not bad, not great. All in all, Legacy GTs, they're much comfier than WRXs. They're cheaper to buy, and there's a ton of them out there. So if you guys are interested, go on Craigslist, go on Facebook Marketplace, and you guys can also find Legacy GTs to flip, or any other car. Find a car that's sought after. Oh, I'm assuming this will be the last Legacy GT I have owned. I've kind of done everything with them. I don't want to put any more power into this, because it's a Subaru, and they really, after about this kind of power, they're just not reliable anymore. So this will probably be the last Subaru on the channel unless I get an STI in the future. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I think, you know, an STI would be super cool. So if you guys want to see an STI, let me know. I've covered both Legacy GTs. They're awesome cars for the money. You can find a lot of them, and you usually can lowball people and find them pretty cheap. Now, I want to talk about the easiest way to find the cars and how to get them cheap. I do resell for a living, so I feel like I have an advantage, and I'm really good at finding good deals. So I think the key is get Facebook Marketplace. If you guys have a Facebook, you have access to the Marketplace. You can search, or you can use Craigslist. Now, Craigslist isn't as popular anymore because they do charge $5 an ad to post your car, so now people use that site a little less frequently than they used to, but you can still find good deals on there. With the Subaru, I ended up finding it on Facebook. I went into a forum. Somebody had said that they were selling a Legacy GT, so I messaged him and asked what is the lowest he would take. We ended up going, test driving it. It was incredibly fast. I think it was faster than my Focus RS, and lowballed him and ended up getting it for $2,400, which in my opinion is a steal for what the car had. So you guys can do it too. If you have Facebook, if you have Craigslist, go out there, start searching cars you like, cars that you know that are popular. Find ones that look to be in good condition. That's another thing I usually recommend. I didn't with these two cars, actually didn't with the Evo or the Legacy. Typically recommend taking them to a certified mechanic and have the pre-vehicle inspection done before you purchase, just to make sure there's no rust, the car's good. Because on the first Legacy GT I bought, it was really rusted out. I still made a profit, but if there's rust under the vehicle, that really turns most people away. So make sure when you are buying the car that you're aware that you'll probably need to put some work into it in order to make a profit. Especially if you're looking at higher mileage cars, it's just to be expected that they're gonna need some work, they're gonna need some maintenance, some tender love and care. It's just to be expected that they're gonna need work. Every car that I've bought needed work. Even the Evo needed some work, even though this was the best deal by far that I have ever gotten in my entire life. Wait till you guys hear how much I paid for the Evo, but I know you guys are upset, but before I get into the Evo, I wanted to tell you guys about the Focus RS. Now this car I didn't necessarily make money on, but I basically drove it for free. So if you guys, I'm sure most of you were here for the Focus RS, I've sold it, I no longer have it, I've been without it for about 3 months now. And honestly, I don't really miss it that much because I have this beautiful beast to drive every single day. Now the Focus RS was a very rare car. It was only made in the race red, which I had for 2018. There was about 500 units of that car available. I ended up picking it up when it was 1 month old, had 1,000 miles on it, and I paid $35,000 for it, which was a steal at the time because the car MSRP'd at 42. Most places were putting a ridiculous markup and selling it for anywhere from like 45 to 50,000. So I picked it up for 35. Really good deal. Took it to a ton of track days, did everything I could with it, but it was just time to move on and move to a different platform. So I bought it for 35, ended up selling it for 37. So between car payments, gas, all that stuff, I really didn't make money, but I didn't lose money. So I basically broke even. So these are the 3 cars. Well, these are the 2 cars, and then I had the other Legacy GT that I made money on. But here is my absolute baby. I'm sure a lot of you guys are here for the Evo now and have subscribed because of this car, and it is my absolute pride and joy. I think you guys are gonna be a little upset when you hear what I paid for it. So this is a 2004 Mitsubishi Evolution 8 SSL trim. That stands for Sun, Sound, and Leather, which a lot of you guys informed me about. Don't mind my camera mount up top, but it does come with the sunroof. Used to come with leather interior, but I do have the cloth, which I believe comes in the MRs, which I like this so much better. You don't slide around like you would in the leather. I know the leather's a little bit more rare and hard to find, but I do track this car, so I love the bolstering on these seats. It's super aggressive, really comfy, beautiful, beautiful interior. Very basic, but it's really all you need. Sun, Sound, and Leather comes with the sub, a sunroof, and usually leather interior. And now a lot of people have asked what this is. This is a VIS carbon fiber trunk. And then I have the same VIS carbon fiber hood. I did just get some new tires for it. Just for those that are new to the channel, I ended up getting Firehawk Indy 500s, and they are pretty sticky. They're 340 tread wear. They do start to get kind of greasy towards the end of track days, but other than that, they've been awesome. So like I told you guys, you're really gonna be mad when I tell you how much I paid. I paid $7,000 for a running, driving Evo 8 with only 111,000 miles. Now, this isn't a stock Evo. This Evo has full bolt-ons, E85, head studs, cams, AEM gauges. Everything is done to it that I wanted, besides a bigger turbo. It's basically set up for a bigger turbo, and that's what we're planning to do here in the future. But yeah, I basically paid $7,000 for a 400 wheel horsepower Evo 8. Really crazy deal. I feel like it was one of those deals that just never happens. And a lot of people at car meets on YouTube have asked, hey, how did you get such a good deal? Basically what I did, I went on Craigslist, I was looking up Evos. I still had the Focus RS at the time, but I knew I wanted an Evo. I had talked about it. I've never driven one, but I knew how special they were. I knew that the 4G63 was a really easy motor to get power out of, and that these things are just absolute monsters on the track, off the track, and just all around. So, started Craigslist searching, Facebook searching, found a couple for 15, 16, which is about what Evo 8s go for now. Came across a listing on Craigslist with really crappy photos, but it was an Evo 8, it was this, and it was listed at 12 grand, and I was like, 12 is not a bad deal. In the listing, it said everything was good, that it had an Evo 9 turbo, it does still have the Evo 9 turbo, and that there was 111,000 miles, but it might need the bottom end rebuilt. So that scared me a little bit, but I was like, 12 grand. That's the cheapest Evo 8 I've seen with the miles. It has all the mods I want. It looks really good, although it had the bronze wheels at the time, and I'm not a huge fan of bronze. So I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna message this guy. He said he was firm on price, but me being me, I'm kind of the lowball master. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hit this guy up, see if he'll take, you know, 8 grand for it. So I texted him, found out a little bit more about the car, ended up offering him 8 grand. He agreed to it. So, you know, I hadn't seen the car, I hadn't test driven one. I've never driven an Evo in my life. So I had my buddy Dale go up with me to kind of inspect it, make sure everything was good. And we show up, car is just beautiful. I mean, engine bay looks great, interior looks great, exterior looks great for a car with 100,000 miles. And I was like, this is too good to be true. So we test drive it, it needs brakes desperately. We've already replaced those. So then we get to talking a little bit more. And on the way up there, I looked at Dale and I was like, dude, I'm gonna score this car for dirt cheap. I said, I bet I'm gonna get it for 6. So I ended up not getting it for 6, but I got it for 7. So I had started lowballing him. I was like, I'll give you 6,200 cash. He was like, nope, got kind of defensive, which I don't blame him, because that was definitely a lowball. I mean, even 8 for this car would have been an insane deal. So then we eventually ended up agreeing on 7. I was like, 7 grand for an Evo, and I still felt like it was too good to be true, like it was gonna blow up on the way home. I had no clue, but I've owned the car now 2 to 3 months. I've had no issues with it yet. So, 7 grand for an Evo 8. It's probably worth anywhere from 15 to 18. No matter what, I'm gonna make an insane profit on this thing, because just look at it. I mean, beautiful spec Evo 8, full bolt-ons, E85. And just look at this view. Momo steering wheel, AEM gauges. You can't beat that view. So, 7 grand for the Evo. A lot of you guys aren't gonna believe me and you think I'm full of it and BSing, but I promise you I'm not. I feel like I have a gift to find good deals, and I don't know if that's like even a thing, but I resell for a living. I make a full-time living doing it, and now I've been buying and flipping cars just for fun. You know, I don't have a dealer's license or anything, but I think it's a lot of fun to find cars, be able to drive them, and then when you're done with them, make money on them. So I want to encourage you guys to go out there, find a car that you can buy, drive, have some fun with, and then flip. And if you guys do, shoot me a message on Instagram and I will 100% feature you and the car on the channel, because I think that is awesome. Anybody that takes steps to be an entrepreneur or make money on their own, I think is super cool. You can go and work for a dealership and sell cars there and make a percentage of whatever the car's worth, or a flat rate commission. I'm not sure how it works, but me being the person I am, I have capital to spend on vehicles. So I was like, I'm gonna buy vehicles that I can make money on. So if I ever do get tired of the Evo, I'll go ahead and flip it for, you know, double the money. So I inspire you guys, go out there, go on Facebook, go on Craigslist, find some cars that you can make money on, either fix it up or find cars that are already in good condition. I hate to say it, but go ahead and try lowballing people, because some people just really need the money and don't care what they get for it. So try lowballing people, make sure the car's in good condition, go get it checked by a certified technician at either a dealership or a smaller shop. Here's another tip. Now me, I kind of know what most cars are worth just by going on Craigslist, Facebook, and seeing what other people are asking. But if you want to know exactly what a car's worth, go on Kelley Blue Book, type in the miles, the specs, all the information on it, and it'll give you a number of what the car is worth, fair market, in good condition, decent condition, excellent condition, and then you can kind of base what you can sell the car off by that. So even if you spend, let's say, 3 to 4 grand on a car and sell it for 5, you're still making $1,000. So I want to inspire you guys, go out there, don't be afraid to spend money on a car. I know you car guys are gonna buy them anyways. So if you buy the car, don't buy from dealerships, or stealerships as I like to call them. It's always a good idea. Try and find the car through a private party, like I said, on Facebook or Craigslist, because others are people that usually need the money. Usually you can get better deals on them. I'd like to hear from you guys if you guys have bought and sold cars for a profit. If you have, let me know down in the comments below. Shoot me a message on Facebook. I hope to hear from you guys. I want to know what you guys thought of this video. I know it's a little bit different, but I have gotten a lot of questions on how I find good deals, how I bought so many cars for dirt cheap, and how I make a living doing what I do. So this is just a small part of what I do for a living. Buying and selling cars is just a lot of fun for me. So if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel. I've got a ton of videos in the works for the Evo. I've got a ton of plans for it. Big turbo coming soon, new wheels, a lot of stuff. So if you guys are excited, subscribe to the channel. I can't wait to keep posting content for you. That's all I've got for you guys today. Have an excellent day, and I will catch you guys next time.
Boy, look at that Evo, boy. Boy. Ooh, that Evo's so nice, man.
He doesn't spit flames or anything, but that might come here in the near future.